the peacock and the crane. In a lush forest, where sunlight wove golden threads through towering oaks and ivy-clad pines, there lived a peacock named Pearl. Her feathers were a masterpiece of nature blues that rivaled the sky, greens that shimmered like emeralds, and golds that caught the eye like scattered coins. Each morning, Pearl would glide along the forest paths, fanning her splendid tail to the awe of every creature, from chattering squirrels to wide-eyed fawns. Her beauty was her crown, and she wore it with unshakable pride, certain she was the forest's unrivaled queen. Near a tranquil marsh at the forest's edge lived a crane named Cora. Tall and slender, Cora had soft grey feathers and long, graceful legs that let her wade through shallow waters with ease. Her wings, though plain compared to Pearl's plumage, carried her high above the treetops, where she soared with quiet elegance. Cora was no stranger to the forest's admiration for Pearl, but she valued her own freedom in the skies and her keen eyes that spotted danger from afar. One radiant afternoon, as Pearl preened her feathers beside a bubbling brook, Cora glided down to the water's edge, her reflection rippling in the stream. Her shadow crossed Pearl's tail, sparking the peacock's attention. Eager for an audience, Pearl raised her head and called, "Greetings, Cora. Have you come to bask in the glow of my magnificence?" Cora dipped her long beak into the water, then turned to Pearl with a calm gaze. "Your feathers are a sight to behold, Pearl," she said, her voice steady and kind. "They dance with colors I've never seen in the marsh or sky." Pearl puffed out her chest, delighted by the praise. "Indeed, my tail is a treasure, unmatched in this forest or any other. The very stars must envy me." She spread her feathers wide, each one catching the sunlight in a dazzling display that made the brook itself seem dull. "Tell me, Cora, don't you long for such beauty? Your gray feathers and lanky legs are so ordinary." Cora stretched her wings, unbothered. "Your tail is grand, Pearl, but I cherish my wings and legs. They lift me above storms and carry me through rivers. Beauty is a gift, but can it outrun a shadow or rise above danger?" Pearl laughed, her voice ringing like a bell through the glade. "Danger? My beauty is my armor, dear crane. Who would dare touch a creature as radiant as me? The forest bows to my presence." She twirled, her tail sweeping the ground like a royal train. "You, with your plain wings, must toil to be seen. I simply shine." Cora tilted her head, her eyes thoughtful. "Perhaps, Pearl, but the forest holds secrets. Beauty may charm, but wings can save." With that, she took a sip from the brook, spread her wings, and soared into the sky, her long legs trailing gracefully behind her. Pearl watched her go, dismissing the crane's words with a flick of her tail. Days passed, but Cora's words lingered in Pearl's mind. She began to notice how other creatures relied on their skilled squirrels scampering to safety, deer bounding over logs, rabbits vanishing into burrows. Yet Pearl clung to her pride. "They're envious," she murmured, admiring her reflection in the brook. "None can rival my splendor." One fateful evening, as Pearl strutted through a quiet clearing, the forest grew eerily still. Birdsong faded, and a chill rustled the leaves. Unseen by Pearl, a fox crept through the shadows, its amber eyes glinting with hunger. Pearl's vibrant feathers and slow, proud steps made her an easy mark. Cora, soaring high above the forest, spotted the fox's stealthy movements. Her heart quickened. "Pearl!" she called, swooping low, her wings slicing the air. "A fox is near. Fly, Pearl, fly." Pearl froze, her tail half fanned. "Fly?" she gasped. She flapped her wings desperately, but her heavy tail anchored her to the ground, feathers tangling in the grass. The fox crept closer, its teeth bared in the dim light. Cora acted swiftly. With a piercing cry, she dove toward the fox, flapping her wings and jabbing her sharp beak just inches from its snout. "Away, you sly hunter," she squawked, darting in and out of reach. The fox snarled, lunging at her, but Cora's long legs and agile wings kept her just ahead. She led the fox on a wild chase through the forest, over roots and under branches, until it grew weary and slunk back into the shadows, defeated. Breathless, Cora returned to the clearing. Pearl stood trembling, her feathers disheveled but unharmed. You saved me," Pearl whispered, her voice barely audible. I thought my beauty would shield me, but it only drew the fox's eye. Your wings, your grace, they did what I could not. Cora folded her wings, standing tall beside the peacock. We each have our strengths, Pearl. Your beauty lights up the forest, but my wings keep me free. Together, we can face anything. From that day on, Pearl's pride softened. She still fanned her tail, but with a humbler heart, and she sought Cora's company, marveling at the crane's soaring flights and steady wisdom. The forest creatures noticed the changed Pearl and Cora were often seen together, the peacock's colors gleaming beside the crane's graceful form. Their unlikely friendship became a tale told among the trees, a reminder that while beauty catches the eye, it's usefulness that saves the day. Moral: beauty may dazzle, but usefulness saves the day.